Hi guys, this is James.
And this is Barrett.
And welcome to the video commentary for James and Barrett Saw a Piano in Half.
Very exciting.
We actually got this idea about 6 months ago. I was putting together a Yamaha digital piano and I noticed the leg was hollow. And I said to Barrett, wouldn't it be funny to show on YouTube how some of these are designed?
Yeah, and I thought, well, hey, let's just throw a piano off the top of a roof because that would be exciting. But James said it'd be a lot more practical to actually saw the piano in half and show what the piano looks like inside, which I think proved to be probably a better idea than mine.
As long as we have our obligatory, please do not try this at home. The insurance guys insisted, you know.
Which the red, makes it look like something really bad was going to happen.
That was a throwback to the Saw movie. Just like your hacksaw. That was the best part.
Which, if you'd have given me a little bit more time, I could have made it through that piano.
I don't know. You had enough time with the Sawzall. It was tough. This is Donald, by the way, on the right. Donald is the head of our delivery crew. He actually spent the entire Friday before. We filmed it on a Monday, but he spent the Friday before prepping the piano, taking out the metal plate, as you see here, and some of the strings and all that stuff. Because if you hadn't taken that out, we try to saw through the piano with all those parts in, we'd ruin blades. And if you cut through the strings while they're fully tense,
That's it. This is, just to point out, this is how James always shows up late and unprepared.
In earmuffs.
And always wearing earmuffs.
I can never hear around this sound.
Which we never actually wore during the actual sawing.
We take them off during the actual sawing. But no, anyway, if you leave the strings tense when you cut through them, it's just like what a string trimmer, what do you call them? A weed eater?
A weed eater.
Weed eater. Okay, weed eater.
In Kentucky, James.
Just like that, what it does to grass, this is what the strings would do to you. So it's very dangerous. So we had to take the tension off and take the strings out.
Yeah, and I want to point out also, if you look how James is holding, this is for all the children watching you. I thought this would be a good idea. We didn't find out till after we filmed this from Amanda Gist that we're holding the Sawzall incorrectly. The way we're holding it is very dangerous.
And that is Sawzall. For those of you who don't speak Southern, Sawzall. This is a Sawzall that we used. And you're right, you see that piece vibrating there, it's supposed to be flush up against the wood. But the piano is too shallow. If we did that, we were afraid that the blade would cut into some stuff inside, the metal stuff, and cause some damage. So we wanted to cut it safely, but it was a catch-22, really.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hang on, I have to cut you off there. James is very dramatic. Take him and just throwing these pieces off. Wait, this is the best part.
And here you can see it again. This is actually a better view. You can see the piece fly up over my shoulder. It was actually a piece of the key that flew up over my head. Scared me to death.
You should have been wearing your earmuffs.
I'm sure that would have helped, right? I wouldn't have heard you scream.
That's true.
And so then through the rest of the piano is actually a piece of cake, as long as you're not cutting it through the middle.
Yeah, well, and actually, except for this part right here, we made this part a lot quicker, but it took a good 5 minutes. It was actually kind of boring cutting through that part.
The benefit here, though, is how you got your saw at an angle so that you're now cutting behind the frame.
I tried to line it up, but it kept moving around and stuff.
Well, it was funny, too, because when we get done, your cut along the back and mine along the front didn't quite line up.
Yeah.
So this is actually, you're seeing the successful crash, and there's the camera shake.
The camera shake was probably my favorite part.
That is the best.
Very natural.
And that was actually the third try. It didn't really work the first couple of times we tried.
Yeah, I think we put the video here at the end. We actually tried that, like James said, 3 or 4 times trying to get that piano part before James finally said, nope, we got to cut it even more.
Because I think, and here's the first one, I think you and, this is John Gist, by the way, he's on the right, but I think you and John actually thought you were just going to rip it apart. You were just going to fall.
I mean, I know John and I are pretty strong men, but yeah, that proved that we weren't strong enough to get this thing apart.
We should have done this Barrett and John tear a piano in half video.
Right, hang on. This is like, I don't know if you could hear because you were filming this conversation, but that John was trying to explain to me the best way to rip this piano apart. He was saying, you go left, I go right, and I'm going, I don't think this is going to work.
I think this is when you know you've reached a bad point in your career, is when you're having a conversation about logic when it comes to tearing a piano in half.
And then John decides to just move around, move positions of the piano.
I remember this. This scared me even worse. Like,
pull the lid back,
and then watch it. It's going to tip right over.
Bad idea.
That would be a trip to the hospital.
That's when James said, well, let's cut it.
We were determined not to have any injuries for the filming of this particular
my insurance
video.
hasn't kicked in
yet. Yeah,
so.
Exactly, right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate your support on YouTube. If you have any ideas of something you'd like us to do, just send us an email, jharding@gistpianocenter.com. Let us know what you'd like us to do. But we have videos coming up about every 2 weeks, so subscribe so you don't miss anything. And on behalf of James
and Barrett,
thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you in 2 weeks.